people keep telling me to go on a cruise, but I'm afraid with this Carnival Cruise stuff that's going on, so I'm definitely not taking a Carnival Cruise. I mean, if you look at the history, you have, they catch on fire, they break down in the middle of the ocean, they run out of food, the toilets back up, and then it runs down the walls. That's crazy. And then did you hear last week? There was a couple on one of these cruises, and they get to the dock, and the couple's gone. Where'd the couple go? So they go back and they check the video, and they're not sure if they jumped or if they fell, but they're not on the boat anymore, and they saw them go. And at first I was scared for them, but then I realized, no, it's a Carnival Cruise. They jumped. They saw a better boat coming by, and they were like, they gotta pick us up. So they just go for it. They jump. And so they bring them on board, and they're like, hey, I'm sorry you're refugees from a Carnival Cruise ship. That's horrible. That's like one step above, like, Rwanda or something. And so they get them on board, and they're like, here, have some Mai Tais. Sit on the deck. You know, we've got, you know, shuffleboard on the Lido deck. And yeah, I mean, it was a Portuguese fishing vessel. But it was still cool. I mean, they don't have a magician per se, but Pedro's really good with, like, card tricks and, like, up-close magic. And there's no casino, but they have, like poker night, and they have bingo on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it's still fun. I think I'm going to book them for my cruise. What else is going on? Oh, it's Mark Zuckerberg's 30th birthday. Give it up for Mark, right?
Woo!
Fuck him. So, prick. But yeah, no. So everybody tells me, you know, Facebook is done, and I gotta get on Twitter. So, you know, get on Twitter. You know, like me or follow this or retweet that or poke that or whatever. I don't get the whole thing. It's so the other night I'm sitting around, I'm having a couple beers, get a couple more beers, and I decided to do what everybody does when they get drunk. I went on the internet and I said things I can never take back. So I make myself a Twitter account. And I'm looking around, and basically it's Facebook. It's lots of people not saying anything. So I found this one thing, though, and I'm sure a lot of you have already heard this, but I thought it was really funny. And it was a guy that said, you know, say what you will about Hitler, but he's the guy that killed Hitler. Yeah, so some of us have heard this before, but I wanted to share it with the rest of us. So, in my drunken state, I started to mash away at the keyboard, and there's no like button on Twitter. They make it hard. So, I just kind of mashed away for a couple minutes, and then I went to bed. And I woke up to like 5 texts asking me why I was a fucking asshole. And I assumed, I'm gonna look at my texts and probably said some horrible things, but whatever, I was drunk. And then I looked and I had 15,000 followers on Twitter overnight. Like, I don't know how this works, but 15,000 seems like a lot. So I look, and what I had tweeted in my urgency to make everything very concise, because Twitter, you know, tweets have to be very small, was like Hitler, exclamation mark, one, exclamation mark. And I did that like 10 times, because I wanted to make sure I did it right. I didn't do it right. But White Power Bill apparently thought I did it right. And he retweeted the shit out of that thing. So now I have like 15,000 followers. And I'm kind of torn because, I mean, they're all young and hip, but Aryan. And I like the attention, so I don't know what to do about that one. What else is there? Buffalo. I live in Buffalo. I love love Buffalo, love the city of Buffalo. You never know what you're going to get with Buffalo. Good example, a couple weeks ago, you know, back when it was warm and not 37 degrees in May. But I was sitting in my living room, windows open, nice breeze coming through, and it's getting late, I'm watching some TV, and I hear some guys walking down the street. They're crackheads, I know, because they were just talking about how they were doing a lot of crack. And I hear them getting closer, and I hear them getting closer, and I'm waiting for them to walk by, and then I realize they're not walking by, they're walking on my patio. Walking up my sidewalk, they're on my patio, they're taking my patio furniture. Where are you going with my patio furniture? They're all very casual about it. And so my first reaction is, what do? I gotta fight these guys, right? Like, I gotta go out there and do something. I'm gonna fight them. And then my brain says, wait, Brian, stop. Pull out the list. So I pull out the list. Top 3 things I'm not gonna fight. Chuck Norris, number 1. Good, okay, we're on the same page. Number 2, 2 guys on crack. Okay, well there you go. Number 3, 1 guy on crack. So I fall back on plan B, which is I just stayed up all night and made flyers rather. And the flyers said, missing patio furniture. There's a reward. Crack. I have 5 sets of patio furniture. None of them are mine. Also please, I'm out of crack, so if you have patio furniture, just put it on Craigslist, okay? Don't ask for crack though, just ask for cash. My name's Brian Hayward, that's my time.